More U.S. soldiers and veterans have died from suicide than from combat wounds over the past 2 years. The latest research indicates that suicide recently has surpassed combat death as a cause of mortality in the military.
We as a country have to step up to this. We have to step up to this.
U.S. Senator Patty Murray is leading efforts on Capitol Hill to find out why the suicide rate has skyrocketed. She says experts have not yet given her a precise answer.
One suicide of a soldier coming home who served our country honorably is wrong. Thousands of them is just incomprehensible, and that's what we have.
The U.S. has been at war in Iraq and Afghanistan for more than a decade. Murray says multiple deployments and unemployment are factors in the rising suicide rate.
I can just tell you from my experience talking to many of our soldiers who have been deployed, redeployed, the stress on them coming home to an economy where they can't find a job, which is why I'm so focused on employment for our veterans. Getting lost in warrior transition units is still a challenge.
The unemployment rate among young veterans is over 27%. Murray has introduced legislation which would provide job training for veterans and special access to employment. But it's also well known that the U.S. mental health system is failing military vets. Veterans coming home from war complain they are plagued with paperwork when they seek help from the Veterans Administration. The VA recently hired 3,500 mental health professionals and say their policy is to assess new veterans within 24 hours if they are in crisis, but the effort seems to be failing.
If we ignore what's happening to our men and women who are coming home, or just assume that everything is going great, and suicides are increasing, drug and alcohol abuse, 20 years from now, we're going to say, what did we do? I am determined not to let that happen.
Lawmakers promise to stay committed, but it's unclear so far if there can be an immediate response to the epidemic of suicides. Experts say much more must be done than just criticizing the VA because the number of suicides is tragically and unacceptably high. Rhonda Pence, Press TV, Capitol Hill.